Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast dedicated to Manchester United. Before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe, whether you're following on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as follow on social media, Instagram, X, and as well as TikTok. I hope everyone has been hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. It is early Monday morning, a different time for me to usually record an episode of the podcast. I'm sorry I didn't get one out from the weekend. I know we had our first preseason match on Saturday, and I know a lot of people were not happy with that as well. Like I said last episode, it's going to be an up and down. It was going to be an up and down game. A lot of people are going to have their opinions. Things are going to be liked. Things aren't going to be liked. Things are just going to be in between. But before we get on, just a couple things to discuss today. Yeah, so recap Saturday. A couple players that did stand out. I'll talk about what's going on with Marcus Rashford. We finally heard the news that he'll be going. It's going to be a short episode, to say the least, just because nothing's new in the transfer front. We're still being linked to a bunch of people's names, the same names I talked about on Friday's episode. But it's the nature of the beast and the way the transfer window has been. We're still looking for a striker. We're got names being tossed. Ekitike was signed by Liverpool over the weekend. Isak is still on the news, are still in the obligations, but not with Manchester United, just because of the high transfer fee. There's the rumor of Gyökeres and Manchester United bid. I'll discuss that with everything that's going on. But let's look at what the main part of the episode is. It's recapping Saturday's match. We drew 0-0 against Leeds. First preseason of the game. How would I describe the game? I wouldn't want to say boring, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't boring. It wasn't eventful. There were good things that I saw. I liked Cunha. I liked Diego Leon, the way he played. We had two different teams, obviously two different lineups at the beginning, at the start of the match, and then second half. Good things by both. In the first half, they kind of struggled to try and get the ball going. We did see some attempts. We saw some communications. Cunha did improve the movement of the ball, which is great. I know a lot of people are calling for changes in the midfield, the way Casemiro and Bruno were. I knew those two were going to start. And then you had Collier starting up at the 10. Ahmad seemed quiet. Binder didn't have much of a... Actually, you know what? Binder did have some shots. But the one thing I did see here sometimes was the ball being lost, and then you're seeing that open space. So the midfield is definitely going to be a question mark this season. Or the question was a question mark in that game. There definitely were some struggles. You can see Cheeto Obi's youthfulness in the game, the inexperience. Diego Leon showed promise. You're going to see a good player with him. He probably will be on the bench for the full regular season, just because of what he brings. Luke Shaw looked like he struggled. You won't expect him to be a starter, I don't think. I think it will be more of a back three with either Euro, Maz, and DeLit, or you're going to have Aiden Heaven, who could potentially be the new starter in the back three. We'll see there. But Euro looked good as well. In the second half was some question marks. Euro was there in the second half. Dorgu, who played very well in the second half as well. I saw bits and pieces of things I liked with Rasmus Højlund. Movement of the ball, the transition was a little bit better. The second half offensive movement seemed better. They looked better. It was a completely different squad than the first. But what we're going to see during this preseason is just trying to find the right balance of players for the squad. And again, Brian Abramo is joining this week. He should be in Carrington. He should already be at Carrington. And then joining them for the U.S. tour. So you're going to have him start getting prepared, which is great to see. So Saturday, and when I get to another episode, as we get closer to Saturday, I will discuss potential lineup to see what happens there. Because again, we have 4 more games. Again, Everton, Bournemouth, West Ham. We have those 3 games, plus we have Florentina all before. So we have 4 preseason games. We have to start seeing what the starting lineup is going to be. So we will be watching how that goes. But overall, going back to the game, yes, it wasn't exciting. Yes, we saw good things. We saw some bad things. We saw some okay things. Bayender, Tom Heaton did get some challenges. He made some nice saves in the second half. Bayender had their shots on him. Again, there were some struggling sides on the left. I don't know how well Luke Shaw is going to be, but I think he needs to come off the bench to start getting himself back into it. Mason Mount looked okay. Listen, it was the first game, and like I said on Friday's episode, this game is not going to make or break. And seeing the comments of, oh, we just drew with Leeds, like, holy fucking shit, Manchester United fans. It's the first preseason game. They've had 2 weeks to be together. Like, literally, like, what the fuck are we freaking out about? Like, yeah, I get it. It's Leeds. We're also in Sweden playing a friendly between 2 English clubs. And it's the first preseason game. Like, there were clubs that were playing that lost, and they lost worse than what we did. So a draw is a draw. I'll take it. It showed what we could do, what we couldn't do, what we struggled with. There you go. Where can we go? We can go up. Again, as we get closer and closer to the start of the season, yes. Now, if this was during the season, yes, I would have concerns of them, the way they played against Leeds. But to be fair, if this was a regular season, we would have a proper starting lineup. Brian Mbuemo would be playing, new signings would be there. Oh, wait, and we wouldn't be doing 2 different starting 11. We wouldn't be doing different 11 setups in a game either. We're going to have our main setup. He's going to take time. It's not going to be, boom, 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 here we go. Well, this is how it's going to work. We're going to be set. No, that's not how it's going to work, ladies and gentlemen. We need the time. So let it build. That's how I'm leaving it there. Just let it build up. So, but overall, I was okay with the match. I did find there wasn't much excitement with it. We did have our opportunities in the end to win it. Haven't had an opportunity. Dorgu, Delo, I don't know why he made that pass. He should have taken the shot. Ahmad looks like Ahmad should be fine. Again, like I said on Friday, and I've repeated it already multiple times, going into this match wasn't going to be setting the tone for this season. A lot of people were losing it over a preseason game. What it is. I'm not. As we get closer, I might show some characteristics, but if you think that winning all your preseason games sets you up for winning the Prem or getting your top 4, top 5 in the Champions League, winning all the domestic trophies, ladies and gentlemen, that is not true. That's not what it is. The goal is to get your players fit, find the right formation that you think is going to work, because guess what? You can learn from this, try to get everything perfectly set up for that first match against Arsenal, and we could lose 3-0 to Arsenal. The goal is to get themselves ready, familiar with the system, get themselves a plan of attack to go, and then we go. That's what the goal is. That's what it has to be. And again, we saw some good things. We saw some bad things. We saw some okay things. The transition from the back to the front, the middle had some issues. Again, like the last 3 years, just the middle, like just has been horrendous. It really has. It just been brutal. So, oh yes, and one other player too that looked like he was doing very well and will probably be like Diego Leon on the bench getting opportunities is Kone. He played very well. Like Cunha played again. Cunha, the vision, the passes was great. Bruno struggled, was quiet. Casemiro was the best. Like I mentioned, the mid was not good. Who else was there? Dorgu, I mentioned. Cheeto Obi in the communications. Again, you can see Cheeto's youth versus Cunha. But that can eventually develop with time, with experience. I think Cunha and Buemo could help Cheeto, especially with knowing where to be, where to attack, where they want him to be in the mood of attack. So see that there. Same with Rasmus, same with Xerxes. When you're looking at that transition, Xerxes, I guess, had a knock, so he wasn't there. I missed that when setting my lineup up. So keep an eye. So see that how that develops too. Hopefully he should be back for this weekend against. It's not Everton because they play them on the 3rd. I believe it's West Ham on Saturday that they're playing. Again, I'll be doing a preview, so I will be, because I know it's West Ham, Bournemouth, and Everton. Everton's the last one. And then Fiorentina, I believe it is West Ham this week, and I think it's Everton and Bournemouth. I know we're not playing Everton on Saturday, and I think it's West Ham. Yes. I don't know. I think I screwed up. You know what? I'm recording a podcast. Why not use the internet that's here to help me? I think I will do that as a correction. You can tell it's Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah. Okay. Correction. It's West Ham. Yes, West Ham. West Ham on Saturday. Bournemouth next Wednesday. And Everton next Sunday. And then Fiorentina the Saturday after. So, yeah, looking forward to those again. But overall, the match on Sunday or Saturday, this past Saturday, again, we saw some stuff. So, much more to improve on again. And like fan base, we just take a step back. The goal is to have this squad fully healthy going into the Prem. Like, it's the truth. That's what I'm also looking forward to, having the squad healthy. It's going to take time to get it right. And the more and more familiar you are getting it right, it's there. I don't want to hear this Amarim out. I don't want to hear, oh, this is what's going on. I can't believe like this guy's a fraud. And that's what I all saw on Twitter on Saturday after the match. That's what I saw. So give it time. Let him have the players. Like, I know it's been 12 years since we won the Prem, and I know that's not good for fans to hear, and I know they don't love it, but come on, let's just take a step back. So, though we did draw, we kind of did get a little bit of a win. So Marcus Rashford is going to Barcelona. The medical has been completed. He is going on season loan. We are not on the hook for his salary for the year. So, yes, that is beneficial. My apologies for the ding in the back. The clock is going off. But it's set. So we have one player finally going. We have that going off. So again, no salary for the year. Barca's going to take it on. Rashford is kind of take somewhat of a wage cut, and he is off, and then he should be with them on their tour this week as well. So, yay, yes, for us, yay. That's, I would say that's a little mean. Like Rashford has had a good career with us. The last 18 months have not been the best for Rashford. And it's between both managers, Ten Hag and Ruben. So we've seen character issues with him over the last 18 months. So I guess you can say the last 2 years, he's had his struggles, but here we are. He's off, no salary. It's in the right steps of what we're looking at here, changing the culture. Sancho, again, rumors still in talks. Do want to make a correction from last episode. I did say Newcastle is going for Sancho. My apologies. It is for Nottingham Forest because Forest sold Alanga to Newcastle. So we have we're hearing opportunity of Nottingham Forest going for Jadon Sancho. We'll see how that goes forth. Again, lots of rumors of speculation of player going here, here, and here. But it's a loan deal. It's not a sale. There is talks of a potential sale option for 30 million for next season for Barca to buy him. I think it's between 26 and 30 from what I've been reading from different reports. If that happens next year, perfectly fine. So we're getting in the right steps. Is this a good thing for Marcus Rashford? Yes. We'll see how it goes. He has to prove himself for the next season to deem worthy by Barca. And let's say he goes to Barcelona and does nothing and Barca rejects him. What does he do then? He's not going to go. He got his dream move and he couldn't live up to it. So the next year, it's all on Marcus Rashford. It's not going to be Manchester United's fault. It's not going to be Ruben Amorim. It's 100% Marcus Rashford now for the next 12 months to prove himself to Barcelona that he's worthy to wear their kit and play for them. If he can't meet up to those expectations, then unfortunately, what's left for Marcus Rashford? Seriously, this is all on him now. He's got months to prove himself to Barcelona, and just to see how things go. So, am I happy for him? Yes. I'm happy for Manchester United because we're not going to be carrying him. We're not going to be dealing with any more drama with him. He's off. Ruben Amorim, I'm sure, is going to get 50 million questions about Marcus Rashford, all these players every week, because the English media is just going to give him updates on, well, you saw what Rashford did this week in La Liga. Did you see that performance against Real? This guy did this, and this. That's the one thing you're going to see is the media just reminding that Rashford is no longer with Manchester United and that Ruben got rid of him. Is there regret? Those are the questions that are going to be coming in those statements. So, but yeah, one gone, 4 more to go. We'll see what happens with Sancho. There's again talks with Garnacho potentially being sold. We're still in the same boat as we were last week. It's just now we're down. We got rid of one player. So, like I said, Saturday's match was a draw, but we came out with a win for the loan. That's basically it. Like, it is a win for Manchester United on that front in the transfer market. Like, so we still have players coming. There's still talks of Seska. I think I saw transfer news on Instagram today. I think it was talks of it was Seska and another player possibly being joined together in an $80 million bid. But I can't find it, and I'm not seeing anything here. So let's see here. Seska. Yeah, Cisco transfer news. I don't know why I'm saying Cisco. So, yeah, Sesko transfer news, obviously linked with him, with Nicholas Jackson. One of the two of them is potentially going. The one thing that we did see Saturday, you did see Amram talk about what was going on in the middle. I know he's going to want another midfielder to address that. So, yeah. So, yeah, lemons. They're lemons. So Cisco and this is according to the Manchester Evening News. This is what I was looking for. So every time you visit a newspaper website, they have to ask a bunch of different things. As I'm reviewing and getting everything to the correct piece, yes, there was talks of Manchester United hijacking a bid, apparently, that came out of Portugal. From what I'm seeing here, and the rumors are that's not true. It's not from what I'm seeing here. So yeah, Osherman, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Again, every week we're linked to someone, and so yes. After Mbuemo, it's understood that a goalkeeper and striker will be prioritized by Manchester United. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Reds have made initial contact with Royal Antwerp to request information about the conditions for a potential deal to sign Sané Lamens. So we're looking at a keeper, and as well as Sesko from RB. So the Anthony race still hasn't changed. Again, we haven't seen anything update. We're going to see this week. Oh, look. Xavi Simons talks. A French journalist has reported that United have opened talks with Xavi Simons representatives alongside Chelsea, RB Leipzig, are said to want around 61. Yeah. Simons has been linked to Manchester United for over a year. Ted Hag was wanting him as well last season. Listen, nothing has changed on the transfer market. Just Marcus Rashford's gone on loan. You have speculations of Anthony. You have speculations of Sancho. Garnacho is the one who doesn't have anything. Malacia has had zero news from what I've heard. So we need to get outputs done with these players so we can get more players in. It'll be great if our ownership could remove the loan, or not the loan, the debt that they accumulated. That would be fantastic too. That would help us out for PSR and money. But hey, what else can we ask for as a fan base for this club? So, yeah, just a little anger issue of, with the ownership as we still wait for the debt to be cleared, which will never be cleared because we know the ownership would never do a positive thing for the club. My apologies for that little outburst. But yeah, no updates really in transfer except for that Rashford's gone. The benefits of it is that, the benefit is we're not paying for his salary. We don't have that type of cancer in the room. We don't have that type of attitude. Like we know what he's been like the last 18 months, and it has been difficult. And the truth is it has been. We can't sugarcoat it. We know there's been struggles the last 2 years, 18 months to 2 years. Like there has been a struggle. But the downside is Ruben Amorim is going to get 50 questions every match, every press conference at Carrington. Everything's going to be there in regards to Marcus Rashford. If United are struggling or after a loss, did you see what Rashford did? Rashford could have helped? The English media will go after that because Rashford is an English player. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there for the episode, just to catch up there. But hopefully later on in the week we hear more updated news, especially as we're getting closer to the U.S. tour, which kicks off on Saturday against West Ham. So keep an eye on that. So watch that as well. I'll be doing an episode either Thursday or Friday leading into So yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this little short episode of the pod. Again, hit subscribe, provide any feedback. Always looking for feedback to improve. If you want to do any, collaborations, just looking to build. I know I still have a lot of work to get this channel going, but it's there's a lot of things I want to do with it. To me, I'm not making an excuse. Unfortunately, this is just a side and a hobby right now. Slowly going to try to build and get to somewhere. We'll see what I can do. Again, but I am having fun, as always, doing this episode talking about Manchester United. But yes, I will be back either Thursday or Friday to do a preview of the West Ham game, catching up on new transfer windows. Hopefully we have a new signing or a new talk. Hopefully going to see some vids of how the squad is looking, especially during training this week. I know the tour, the questions, the spotlight's going to be all on the squad this week. So do keep an eye on those videos too. But enjoy your week. If you're working, hopefully this is brightening your day during work. But, enjoy your week. I'll see you guys Thursday or Friday with a new episode and preview as well. And don't forget to hit subscribe, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, as well as follow on social media. We're on X, RD Corner Kick Pod, and then you have Instagram and TikTok, Red Devils Corner Kick Pod as well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your Monday morning. Enjoy your Monday evening, depending on where you are in the world as well. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.